Assalamu alaikum, good morning. I am Mrs. Afshin Imran. Students, are you listening me? Please reply so that I can see whether you are here or not. Okay, hurry up, reply. Very good of you, Nida. Other students, please reply, hurry up. Okay, very good, Mahat, Sana, Ullah, very good of you. You are here. I'm also here waiting for other students as well. Today, I'm going to deliver another English literature lecture today. I'm just waiting only for 1 minute. After that, I will start my lecture. Okay. Now this is lecture number 11 about lesson number 4, bad dreams. If you remember, we have done the part 1, half of the lesson in the previous lecture. Now I am going to give you a quick review of page number 23 till 26 of the lesson 4, bad dreams. Listen to me very carefully. Tom and Huck heard a sound of somebody snoring. If you remember, they had been hidden inside an old broken house because they had seen the terrible murder of Dr. Robinson in the graveyard by Injun Joe. They had also seen Muff Potter there, but he was unconscious. So Tom and Huck saw the murder in front of them. And because of that, they were very much afraid and they hid themselves inside a broken house. After some time, they heard a sound of somebody snoring near the house or at some other side of the house. They went outside the broken house and saw he was Muff Potter. Now they have decided to go out of the house to see who was snoring. When they went outside of the house, they saw that the person who was snoring, he was Muff Potter. Both the boys became afraid, so they went back home. The boys became so much afraid to see Muff Potter there. They also thought that Injun Joe might be with him, so they became so much afraid and went back to their homes. Now, what happened? Tom entered through the bedroom window and he thought that no one had seen him to come nearly at the morning. But Sid woke up, or Sid was still awake, so he saw everything and he informed Aunt Polly and other family members. Now, when Tom went for the breakfast, he saw that nobody was talking to him. So then Aunt Polly cried in front of him and asked him why he was so much rude or disobedient. So Tom was very shameful and Tom promised Aunt Polly to become a good boy in future. Now by midday, Iman Hasham, again you are disturbing me. By midday, the whole village knew about the terrible murder of Dr. Robinson because of the sunny day. Everybody, most of the people saw his dead body and they knew that he was murdered. Muff Potter's knife was found close to the body of the murdered doctor. So everybody thought that Muff Potter was the person who killed him. The sheriff arrested Potter as the murderer because most of the people, a person said that he saw Muff Potter washing himself in the river in the morning, as well as somebody identified that the knife belonged to Muff Potter. Because of that, the sheriff arrested Potter as the murderer. Injun Joe told the fake story to everybody when the people or the crowd was there near the dead body. Then Injun Joe was also with them and he told the fake story to everybody that Muff Potter had killed Dr. Robinson. Tom and Huck thought that he had sold himself to Shaitan. What happened? Tom and Huck, who were also in the crowd, they saw that Injun Joe was again telling the fake story, so they thought that he had sold himself to Shaitan. Okay, I hope you have understood till here. Now I come to the new page, page number 27. Actually, Tom and Huck thought that Injun had sold himself to Satan, king of all the devils. Who was Satan? He was the king of all the devils. If Satan was helping Injun, it would be stupid to go against such power as that, they thought. Now, they thought that if Shaitan was helping Injun, then they could not do anything against him because he had got so much powers. Why didn't you leave? What did you want to come here for? Somebody asked Potter. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it, cried Potter. I wanted to run away, but I could not seem to come anywhere but here. Now, when Sheriff was arresting Muff Potter, he was there with the crowd. Somebody asked him, why didn't you leave that place? Why you came here? So if you run away, then you would not be caught. He said that he wanted to run away, but he could not do it and came there. Injinjo repeated his story just as calmly a few minutes later, even though he had sworn on the Bible to tell the truth. You know, he had sworn on the Bible. He was very much evil criminal. You know that he was a liar. So he even sworn on the Bible, but told the fake story. He did not tell the truth. The boys were now quite sure that he had sold himself to Shaitan, and because of this, he was especially interesting to them. They made up their minds to watch him at night if they got the chance. Perhaps they would see Injinjo and his terrible master together. Now, when Tom and Huck uh, saw that Injinjo again had told the fake story, so they wanted to watch him at night when he was talking to his master, that is Shaitan. Now, Injinjo, who was behaving a very good man or innocent, he helped to lift the body of the murdered man and put it in the cart. He helped the people to lift the body and put the dead body in the cart of Dr. Robinson. It was whispered through the crowd that the young doctor's wound bled a little. Somebody told from the crowd that the doctor's wound still was bleeding. The boys hoped that this might make people believe Injunjo had done the killing, but more than one person said the bleeding started when Muff Potter was standing close to the body. Now, Tom and Huck thought that somebody, when they thought that they saw that the body was still bleeding and Injunjo was lifting it, then he or somebody understand that Injunjo killed Dr. Robinson. But another person told that the body was bleeding when Muff Potter was near him. Tom is unwell. I hope you are having a lot of interest in the story and you are enjoying it very much. Tom's awful secret kept him awake for a long time after this. What happened? Because of this murder they had seen in front of them, Tom became so much afraid that he was so much frightened for a very long time. And it was a secret he had promised with Huck not to tell anybody, but this secret became him so afraid. At breakfast one morning, Sid said, Tom, you move around and talk in your sleep so much that you keep me awake. Now, at breakfast one morning, Sid told Tom that you were continuously talking during your sleep and it made me awake. Tom went white and looked at the floor. Tom became so much afraid. He thought he had told something during his sleep. It's a bad sign, said Aunt Polly. What is worrying you, Tom? Now Aunt Polly said, it is a very bad sign. It means you are worried. So what is the problem with you? Nothing, nothing I know of. But his hand shook so that he spilled his coffee. Now Tom became so much afraid. He told nothing to Aunt Polly, but he was so much afraid that he spilled his coffee. Now I'm going to give you a quick review of page number 27. Tom and Huck thought that if Shaitan was helping Injun Joe, it would be stupid to go against such power, because Shaitan has got so much power and he was helping Tom and Huck. So he thought that it was very difficult to go against him. Somebody asked Potter, why did he come there? In the crowd, from the crowd, a person was asking Potter why he had come there, why he didn't run away. Potter cried that he wanted to run away, but he could not go to any other place. Muff Potter, who was innocent in this connection, he was so much afraid and disturbed that he said that he wanted to run away, but he could not do it, and he came there. Now, when the people were asking, or sheriff was asking to the crowd that if anybody had seen that murder, then Injun Joe again told the fake story. He said the fake story to everybody. Injun Joe had sworn on the Bible to tell the truth. He even sworn on the Bible that he was telling the truth. But Tom and Huck, who were also in the crowd, they understand that he was telling the fake story. But he told the fake story about the murder. Tom and Huck decided to watch him at night. They decided to watch Injun Joe at night when he was with his master. They wanted to see Injun Joe and his terrible master together. Injun Joe became so much innocent that he helped to lift the body of the murdered man, that is Dr. Robinson, and put it in a cart. The people said that the doctor's wound bled a little. It means bleeding continued from the wound of the doctor, that is on the chest, from the chest. Tom and Huck knew that Joe was the real murderer. Tom's secret kept him awake for a long time. Tom and Huck knew the truth, but they didn't do anything in front of the people. So they came back to their homes, and Tom's secret cave kept him awake for a long time. He became so much afraid, and all the nights he became so much afraid. She told him that he moved around and talked in his sleep. One morning, she told him that he was moving around during his sleep and talked something. Tom went white and looked at the floor. Tom went white. He became so much worried. He thought that he might tell something to Sid. And Polly asked him why he was worried, why he was not sleeping properly, why he was so much worried, why he was telling something during his sleep. He said nothing to her, but he was so much afraid that he spilled his coffee. Now I come to page number 28. I hope you are enjoying the story. And you do say such funny things, went on Sid. Last night you said, it's blood, it's blood. That's what it is. You said that over and over. And you said, don't hurt me. I will tell you, I will tell. Tell what? What is it you will tell? Now Sid also told uh, Tom that he was saying some funny things during the night and during his sleep. He said, it's blood, it's blood. He said, I will tell. Now Sid was asking, what do you want to tell anybody? Tom began to feel faint. Now he became fainted. His color became yellow. He became fainted. So he became dull as well. Goodness knows what might have happened if Aunt Polly hadn't come to Tom's rescue without really knowing it. Now Tom did not know how to answer Sid. Suddenly Aunt Polly came there, and she came there to rescue him, to save him. It's that awful murder. I dream about it nearly every night myself. Sometimes I dream that I did it, she said. Now Aunt Polly said, I thought that it's the awful murder that made Tom very much worried, and she said that she also dreamt that she did the murder herself. Mary said she had also bad dreams too. Sid seemed satisfied. Now Mary also said that she also had bad dreams like this, and then Sid became satisfied. Now the problem of Tom was nearly over. After that, Tom said he had toothache. He tied up his jaws every night for a week. Now, Tom was pretending that he had toothache, so he tied his jaws every night for a week so that he could not say anything. That would stop him talking in his sleep, he thought. He was actually thinking that when he tied up his jaws, then he would not be able to say anything during his sleep. He never knew that Sid watched him every night. He he often slipped the bandage free and leaned close to Tom to listen to what he said. Now, but Tom was thinking no one was hearing anything, but Sid, who was very much intelligent, he woke up every night and he just watched him. And sometimes he slipped off the bandage and came closer to Tom to listen what he was saying. Then he put the bandage back again. If Sid managed to make any sense out of Tom's words, he never told anyone. Now, what happened? Sid did not understand what was the meaning of the words said by Tom during his sleep. Every day, Tom went to the window of the village prison house to give the murderer some food or some other small gifts. It made Tom feel better, helping Muff Potter in this way. Now, every day, Tom had made this that he would go to the prison house because the Muff Potter was inside it. He wanted to give him some small gifts every day. Why? Because Muff Potter was innocent and Tom knew the secret and the truth. So when he gave some gifts to the murderer, or you can say that Muff Potter, then it made him feel better. He wanted to help Muff Potter. Tom now had other things on his mind. Becky Thatcher had stopped coming to school even though she refused to speak to him. Tom still liked her a lot. What happened? There was another problem with Tom, that Becky Thatcher, who was his good friend, she stopped coming to school. And even she did not want to talk to him. And Tom liked her very much. He wanted to talk to Becky Thatcher as well as to become friends again. Now I come to the page number 28, review of page number 28. Sid told Tom that during his sleep, he said, it's blood, that's what it is. Don't hurt me, I'll tell. These were the same words which Tom was speaking during his sleep. So Sid told these words to Tom first, that what did those words mean. Sid asked him what he would tell or what he wanted to tell. Tom began to feel faint, but Aunt Polly came to rescue him. At the same time, when Sid was asking Tom and Tom did not have any answer to all those things, Aunt Polly came there to rescue Tom. She said that she also dreamt about that awful murder every night. Now, Aunt Polly said that she was so much afraid that she also dreamt about that awful murder every night. She also said that sometimes she dreamt that she did the murder. Sometimes she also dreamt that she did the murder. Dreamt is the second form of dream. Okay, remember this. Mary said that she had bad dreams too. It means all the people in the village, or most of the people in the village, they were so much afraid about the murder that they had bad dreams, like Aunt Polly and Mary. So Aunt Polly and Mary thought that Tom had bad dreams too, but actually Tom was really knowing the truth, and because of that he was so much worried. Now, for that reason, Tom tied up his jaws every night for a week, saying that he had toothache. He wanted to tie up his jaws every night for a week to show that, to pretend that he had toothache, and because of that, toothache means the pain in the tooth. He thought that it would stop him talking in his sleep. Actually, he tied up his jaws so that he could not say anything during his sleep. But Sid watched him every night and tried to listen what he said. Sid watched him every night and he wanted to listen what he said, and because of that, he often slipped his bandage free and then put it again. He first slipped off his bandage, listened to him very carefully, and then put the bandage again. But he did not manage, or he did not understand what he was saying, because he was not saying everything properly. He just said some words. Every day, Tom went to the window of the prison house to give some food to the murderer. Now, Tom, who was very much worried, or who was feeling guilty that he had not helped. Sanullah, I will give you time after the lecture, so that if you want to ask anything, ask me. Now, Tom was feeling guilty because they had not told the truth to the sheriff and the people. Because of that, he went to the window of the prison every day to give something to the murderer, Muff Potter. Actually, he wanted to help him. That made him feel better, as he knew Potter was not the real murderer. This made him some better feeling, because Muff Potter was not the real murderer. Now I come to page number 29. Please turn off your cameras. I don't want to see you. Now, Tom could not bear to think of her being sick. Actually, Tom did not want Becky to become sick, and because of that, he was feeling very worried about Becky. What if she should die? He no longer enjoyed playing with the other boys, and his aunt began to get worried about him. She tried all sorts of medicines on him. She gave him cold baths, then hot baths, but he still looked pale and unhappy. Now, Tom was very much worried about Becky, and um, he did not play with other boys. Now, he had got only one friend, Becky, and because of that, Becky did not talk to him. He became worried and then sick. Aunt Polly became so much afraid about Tom, that why he was so much worried. So she tried medicines to give to him, and she gave him cold baths, she gave him hot baths, but he still looked pale and unhappy. She heard of a new medicine called painkiller, so she decided to try this on poor Tom. Now there was another new medicine, painkiller. I understand that you are using painkillers every day or many times in your homes. Many family members can use it. So Aunt Polly also decided to give him the painkiller. Now, but I am suggesting you not to do self-medication. If you have got any problem, please consult the doctor. Now, Tom soon had enough of all these medicines. He thought that if he pretended to like painkiller, his aunt might leave him alone for a while. He asked for it so often that she finally told him to help himself. She washed the bottle, and the medicine really did disappear. What she didn't know was that Tom was pouring it into a crack in the sitting room floor. Now, Tom was very much enough of all these medicines. Actually, Aunt Polly um, tried to spend time with Tom and gave his medicines, and Tom was fed up of all that, because Tom wanted to be relaxed, and he wanted to think about what he had seen. So he showed that he liked painkiller, and the painkiller helped him a lot. So his Aunt Polly, when saw that Tom took the painkiller himself, he gave him the whole bottle. And when she saw on daily basis, she saw that the medicine could be taken by Tom, but actually Tom was not taking the medicine. He was pouring one tablet each day into a crack in the sitting room floor, so that Aunt Polly could understand that he had taken the medicine, but he did not want any medicine, or he did not take any medicine. Now, one morning, Tom got to school very early. He waited at the school gate instead of going to play with his friends. He was sick, he sat, and he looked ill. Now, for all that reasons, he wanted to meet Becky Thatcher. So one day, he went to the school very early morning, and he waited at the school gate so that he could see Becky and talk to her. He did not want to go inside to play with his other friends. He was sick, he said, and he looked it. Now, he said to his friend that he did not play because he was sick, and actually he was waiting for Becky Thatcher. He seemed to be looking everywhere, but he was really looking down the road. Now, he uh, waited there and he showed that he was looking everywhere because he was feeling sick, but actually he was looking down the road because he was waiting for Becky Thatcher. Now, soon Jeff Thatcher, Becky's brother, came inside, but Becky was not with him. Now, after some time of wait, after some time, what happened? Tom saw that Jeff Thatcher was coming. Jeff Thatcher was actually Becky's brother, but Becky was not with him. Tom turned sadly away. Now Tom became sad and went into the empty schoolhouse to think. Now Tom entered the schoolhouse and he started thinking what to do. After a short while, he looked out of the window and saw her in the yard. Now, after some time, when he looked out of the window, he saw that Becky Thatcher was in the yard. At once, or in the ground, you can say that. At once, he ran outside and began shouting and laughing with the other boys. Now, when he saw that Becky Thatcher was in the yard, he was running outside and began shouting and laughing with the other boys. He actually pretending that he was okay and he was very much relaxed. He did everything he could to make her notice him. Actually, he wanted that he could behave like that. Uh, Becky Thatcher would notice him, but she never looked his way. But Becky Thatcher was so much angry with him that she did not look at his way. He went closer, took a boy's hat and threw it up onto the schoolhouse roof. Now, Tom did another thing. He went closer to Becky, he took a boy's hat and threw it upward so that Becky could notice. Then he ran through a group of boys and fell over, nearly knocking Becky down. Now, then he ran towards a group of boys and fell over them. And it had been done near Becky, so that Becky could notice him. She turned her back on him and walked to the other side of the yard. Now, Becky moved towards the other side of the yard and she turned her back on him. She did not want to talk to Tom even at that moment. As she went, he heard her say, "Some people think they are very clever, always showing off." Now, when Becky was moving backward, then she said, and Tom was listening, that who was making these? Please don't disturb the class. Now, Becky said that some people are showing that they were very clever and they were just showing off. Actually, she was talking about Tom, that he was showing off and he thought that he was very clever. Now, Tom's face turned red. He became so much angry and shameful that how much he had done, and Becky did not notice. So he became so much shameful as well as angry. He picked himself up and walked out of the yard. Now he went out of the yard away from school. He came out of the school. He felt very unhappy. Now he became so much unhappy as well as angry. I hope you are enjoying this story. Now I am giving you a quick review of page number 29. Becky had stopped coming to school and refused to speak to Tom. Tom liked her a lot and could not bear to think of her being sick. He no longer enjoyed playing with the other boys. Tom liked Becky a lot and he could not bear that she became sick. He no longer enjoyed playing with the other boys. He did not want to play with other boys. Aunt Polly became worried about him and gave him painkiller. Now, Aunt Polly, who became so much worried about Tom, then he gave him painkiller. Tom soon had enough of the medicines, so he threw him into a crack in the floor. Now, by taking so much medicines, Tom became fed up. And then he threw them into a crack in the floor. One morning, Tom went to school very early. Now, he waited at the school gate looking for Becky. Actually, Tom wanted to talk to Becky, and you know that Tom did not, Becky did not want to talk to him. Now, when he waited at the school gate, he saw that Jeff Thatcher, the brother of Becky, came inside. What happened? Jeff Thatcher, the brother of Becky, came inside and he saw that Becky was not with him. So Tom turned away sadly. He became so much worried that Becky did not come. He went into the school and saw her in the yard through the window. He went into the school and when he saw through the window, he saw that she was in the yard. He ran outside and began shouting and laughing with the other boys. He wanted Becky to notice him and he did every possible thing so that Becky could notice him. But Becky did not notice him. Actually, she was very much angry with him and she did not want to talk to him. He took a boy's hat and threw it up onto the schoolhouse roof. He did that bad thing also. He took a boy's hat and threw it up onto the schoolhouse roof so that Becky could notice. But Becky turned her back and sat. Some people think they are very clever, always showing off. Now, she said that some people who were wanted to show off, they thought that they were very clever. Tom's face turned red and he went away from school. Now Tom went red and he became so much angry and shameful. Then he went away from school. I hope you have understood the whole story. I'm giving you 2 minutes. After that, I will start asking presentation questions. Okay. Now these are the presentation questions on the screen. Please see that I will give you chance to give me answers. Okay, I hope you have understood everything and you can easily give me the answers. Very easy questions. Very easy questions. I want you to give me the answers. Okay. Who told the fake story? Who knew the truth? What did Tom say during his sleep? Why did Tom tie up his jaws during the night? What did Aunt Polly give to Tom? Okay, I am giving you chance, all of you, to write the answers. Okay. Okay. Now this is your chance to write the answers. Mahad. Oh, Mahad. Very good answers, Mahad. Very good of you. You have given me all answers. Very good. And you have written in a very right way. Now don't copy him. Any other people? I'm asking the answers. Please tell me. Okay, you have a good chance. I'm repeating the questions here. See on the screen, please. Number one is who told the fake story? Number two, who knew the truth? Number three, what did Tom say during his sleep? Number four, why did Tom tie up his jaws during the night? Number five, what did Aunt Polly give to Tom? Very easy questions. You can easily give me the answers. I am permitting you all to give me the answers, please. I'm waiting for you. You, Sarah, please write in the sequence, okay? You have not given me first answer. Aiza Salman, Sanaullah, Nida, please give me some answers. I'm waiting for you. You know that you have got the certificates yesterday. So if you are participating, then you will get the certificates. So please participate here. You know that today I will give you the home assignment also. And one more thing, today is your dictation day. I hope you have prepared for the dictation. So please, you should be very attentive when you will choose the correct answer in the dictation. Okay. I hope you have prepared well. You know that you have got only one chance. So please think before marking the right answer. And whenever I give the assignment, I will give instructions in the Google Classroom about how to do the assignment. So please go through it. Before attempting or before starting the assignment in your copies, go through the instructions in the Google Classroom. Because if you are not going through it, or if you do not know about the instructions, you will give the work in Ushna, your answer is wrong. Mahad, you have already given the answer. Abbas, okay, one answer is right. Ushna, please go through the lesson again, okay? So that you can understand. Sid didn't know the truth. He wanted to try to see that or try to listen it during the night when he slipped off the bandage of Tom. Okay? Now there is very little time left. If you want to ask me anything, you can ask. Okay, now I want to tell you that I will upload the video of this lecture today. I will upload the dictation as well and assignment. So go through the Google Classroom for all these things. Now I want to stop here. We will meet inshallah next time. Okay, Allah Hafiz.